romantically attracted to other women,
But you
which
are a
makes
male,
me a
so that would
lesbian.
make you. I'm a male. Let me give you. I'm a male, just as you are. I'm attracted to females, just as you are. How is it that you're a lesbian and I am straight?
I'm a woman.
Oh, you're a woman.
Yes.
Okay, well, that's just a non-falsifiable claim you're making. I don't know how you make that claim.
What?
It's a non-falsifiable claim you're making. I don't know how you can make that claim.
What do you mean when you say non-falsifiable? What do you mean?
Yeah, you just basically say it's as real as saying God exists, because clearly you don't have you don't meet the standards set forth to be considered a woman.
What is the standard set for?
Well, the criteria is just simply being an adult human female. Clearly, you don't fit it.
That is a definition. There are other definitions as well. I think adult human female is imperfect. I also don't think that it invalidates trans identities.
Well, clearly it does invalidate it because
No.
because trans women are not females; they're males.
Depending, it would depend on how we're using the word female in this case.
You would consider yourself an AMAB, right?
Okay, so the way that the word female is used, it's used in multiple ways. When we're talking about science, biology, it's used to reference our reproductive functions. And from a social perspective, terms like male and female are used in reference to gender.
Okay, but you're consider yourself an AMAP, M to F, right?
I was assigned male at birth, yes.
Okay, that's exactly my point. So you don't meet the standards.
Okay, so again, well, I'll say it again. Terms like male and female are used in multiple ways. When we're talking about biology, they're used in reference to your reproductive functions. When we're talking about the general population will frequently use words like male and female in reference to gender and not sex.
Yeah, those two terms are interchangeable, but again, gender is a derivative of sex. It comes from sex. You can't have gender without sex. So, and they're both directly tied because a male, he can. We call a young male. We
When did
call
I
him
say
a
anything about
boy.
whether you can have gender without sex?
Well, because I'm assuming you think that sex and gender are not the same thing.
They're not. They're
And
factually
I
not.
take consent.
That's not arguable.
Okay, okay. So we agree. Me and you, we agree what sex is. Let's set that aside. What is gender exactly? Because that's where the
Gender
point
is
of disagreement
sociological,
seems to be
partially
coming from.
psychological, partially social.
You said partly. Say it again.
Partially psychological, partially social.
Okay. It's pretty easy for me to debunk the social aspect, but when you say psychological, what do you mean by that?
Gender's not social,
Okay, what do you mean by the psychological aspect exactly?
meaning it lies within your brain.
Oh, it lies within your brain.
Yeah.
Where in your brain does that lie exactly? I never knew
Hypothalamus.
we've identified a gender gene or a gender part of the brain.
Hypothalamus.
The hypothalamus?
Yep. That
Oh,
is the part of the brain responsible for gender.
so you're making the claim that Zhao 2000, the paper Zhao 2000 tried to make that there's a part of the brain, in the hypothalamus, the stria terminalis, that somehow yours is more similar to females. Those papers are not accepted by today's standards.
That's not at all a claim that I made.
No, the claim you're making, it comes
No,
from two
that's
papers
you are
written in.
misrepresenting what I said. That is not a claim that I made.
The claim you're making that gender comes from, or the psychological aspect of gender comes from the brain, right? It was originally hypothesized by two papers written within the 1990s and the 2000s. One was written exactly at 2000. They today don't meet today's standards, and I have a peer-reviewed study paper that you should look at that clearly debunks both studies. So with that being stated, there's no psychological aspect of it. We haven't determined a region of the brain. This is not accepted by. This is not a common consensus. This is not a common consensus amongst neuroscientists. It just isn't.
It's not a common consensus that gender lies within the hypothalamus.
Yeah, this is not. Can you tell me one accredited neuropsychological organization that says that gender lies within the hypothalamus? One that is respected.
How you doing, Michaela?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Doing all right. Okay, let's see what we got.
Because right now I am looking at the International Neuropsychological Association. They don't make this claim. The APA Division of Clinical Neuropsychology, they don't make this
Okay,
claim.
so then where are they saying that gender
No,
that
so
will
they don't make this claim. I'm not saying they make a claim that
Then
gender.
what are they saying about gender then?
What are they saying about gender?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know their standards on gender. I can look into that for you, but they're not making the claim that the hypothalamus is where gender lies in. They just aren't making that claim. But again, as I already stated, 2 papers made this claim. They don't meet today's standard. And also, there's an underlying premise that with this claim that there's such a thing as a female and male brain.
We aren't saying that. We're saying that people's gender identity develops in the brain.
Right.
Okay.
That's what we're
And
saying.
so you're saying that with women, female. I'm going to use these terms interchangeably, so don't mind me with that fact. But I'm just going to say women. So women, you're saying that they have this section of their brain, the hypothalamus, specifically the stria terminalis, that is more feminized, that makes them a woman. And males have this part, or men have this part of their brain, hypothalamus, that makes them men.
No,
This
I'm
is
saying
true.
that the development of each person is how they understand their gender identity. It's a psychological thing.
Yeah, but she, I should correct myself. She, Adora, made a claim that gender comes from the hypothalamus. That's what I'm addressing right now.
Right, it develops in the hypothalamus.
And other than those 2 papers from 2000 and 1999, where can I look at this claim exactly?
I'm
The
looking
development.
it up right now. This is something that no one has never ever asked me about. So no one's
I think it's a
ever
very important question
doubted
to
me
ask,
that gender
because that is a huge claim to
hypothalamus.
make.
Okay, I'm looking it up, my guy. Okay. I
Sorry.
still think that you're misrepresenting my claim because I'm not talking about the differences between male brains and female brains, etc.
Well, I just added that on, but I'm just saying the claim that you made, I'm not misrepresenting it. You said that gender, when I asked for the psychological aspect, you said it lies within the hypothalamus.
Yeah.
Where can I find
Where
that?
else would it be? Where would gender be?
Where would gender be?
Yeah.
Where
Where else would it be?
gender will come from your biology.
Sure, your brain is biological.
Well, I mean, your reproductive organs, that's where your gender comes from. That's
Can
what
you
you
define
translate
gender
from.
for me?
Gender, can I define gender for you? So
Yeah.
I think the accepted definition of gender by Oxford Dictionary, I think it greatly encapsulates what gender is. It is the female or male sex with respect to cultural norms. That's really my, but again, it's the female or male sex. It's not just the cultural part. It's the female or male sex within the cultural part. So I think that the definition or I should say, gender and sex, while they might not be directly aligned, I think that these 2 are analogous. They're similar enough, but they're not directly the same. Gender is just both sexes with culture and society. That's really what it is. Right, like men wear this, men act this way,
Okay.
women act that way. That's part of gender, but it directly comes from.
Sorry, that's the social and cultural part, right? Yeah.
But I don't think you can separate that from the biology and the definition that's accepted right now from
So
Oxford
can you
Dictionary.
read
It
me
supports
the
that.
rest of that definition?
Yeah, let me read it out to you actually. So this is from Oxford Dictionary. Just look up gender definition. It says the male sex or the female sex. So again, sex is the foundation
The
of
female
gender.
sex. Read the rest.
Yes.
I asked you to read the rest. I didn't ask you to.
Especially when considering with reference to social and cultural differences rather than biological ones.
Rather than biological ones.
Yeah.
That's the point.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's referring to both sexes, but not pathologizing them or medicalizing them, and just looking at the cultural differences. That's what gender is. Right?
Rather
But again,
than
the
biological
foundation,
ones.
Social and
let's not
cultural.
forget the foundation of it is the male sex or the female sex.
In reference to. the female sex or the male sex, because let's also remember not everybody is strictly female or male.
Let me
There are
read that out
intersex
again
people.
because that's not what the
So it's in
definition says.
reference to, and it's rather than biological ones.
Let me read it again. It says the male sex or the female sex, especially when considering with reference to social and cultural aspect. So no, I think you got it back.
It is in
Rather than
biological.
what?
You
Yeah,
can't leave out that last bit.
yeah. When considering with reference
I
to
believe
social
there's
and
even
cultural
more to that
differences rather
definition.
than biological ones. So you've got it
Right.
backwards. It's not that gender is social and cultural aspects with reference to sex, but it's sex in reference to social and cultural aspects. That's what gender is. Okay.
But this is the most important thing, Margin. It's not biological. That's what it says.
Well, if that's the first, that's not what it says. But if we were to take that, why would it say? Why would the first, two nouns be the male sex or the female sex? Well, if it's not referring, or if the topic's not the discussion of sex, why would it say the male sex or the female sex?
Mm-hmm.
It's a good question.
It is a good question because
Yeah,
it's
it
because the
may
foundation
a
of gender.
perfect definition. I mean, but we cannot leave out any aspect of this, right? So we have the male sex and the female sex, especially when considered with reference to social and cultural differences rather than biological ones, or one of a range of other identities that do not correspond with established ideas of male and female. So they're talking about
It's referring to non-binary. And
typically,
whatnot.
if you're a male, you identify as a man. Typically, if you're female, you identify as a woman, etc. But there are ideas that go beyond that.
Yeah, like non-binary, and I think that last part is with reference to non-binary and whatnot. But we're not talking about that. But you said that there
We're
are people
absolutely
who
talking about
identify.
people as well. We're absolutely
No,
talking.
but
We're talking about all genders.
I know, but I'm saying right now what we're talking about is transgender people, and the last part of the definition is referring when it says that do not correspond to the established ideas of sex. It's referencing to non-binary. But what you said earlier is pretty interesting. You said that there are some people who identify as this and that, and who don't quite. Sure, I get that point. But my contention is this: I think that identity it's I think that it is not contingent, right? That your gender is not contingent on your identity, right? That what your gender is independent of what your gender. Your gender identity is it's independent of your actual gender. That it is a ontological, objective reality. Your identity has no relevance to what your gender is. Zero.
Gender identity has no relevance to what your gender is.
No. Your identity of
Obviously,
what your
gender
gender
expression
is.
and gender identity are different things.
What your identity is, right? How you feel, how you identify is completely irrelevant when we're talking about objective, concrete things that exist, right? For example,
Yeah, gender is not exactly objective and concrete. It's pretty foggy.
gender is. Well, I think it is pretty concrete. It's measurable. It's
And what is the
verifiable.
concrete way to be a man?
What is the way to be a man?
What is the concrete way to be a man?
It's very simple. You have to fit three criteria: be an adult, be a
Okay.
human,
What are these
be
three
a male.
criteria?
Be an adult, be a human, be a male. It's really that simple.
Okay, and now how are we defining what makes someone a male?
Well, having the having the ability or having the phenotype to produce spermatozoids.
To produce what?
Spermatozoids.
Sperm. You can just say sperm, my guy. You don't have to do the add all
Yeah,
this.
TikTok, they don't like. I think they do censor some words. So.
TikTok is totally fine with anatomically correct terms.
Okay, so that's what you need to be a male. You just need to have the phenotype to be able to produce sperm.
The phenotype to be able to produce sperm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Have small gametes.
And that's the criteria for being a man then.
Well, in addition to being an adult and human.
An adult and human. And what about intersex people?
Yeah, intersex people, it doesn't exclude them from the criteria I've set forth.
Can an intersex person be a man?
Yeah.
And do all intersex people have the phenotype of necessary?
No, so they have the phenotypes to produce small gametes. They have the phenotypes to produce what is it called? Large gametes. So they're all over the place, but they also do neatly fit into the criteria I've set forth. So maybe like Klinefelter syndrome, right? XXY, that would be considered a man because he has the phenotype to produce sperm, and the science concurs with me on that aspect. Turner syndrome, they have the phenotype to produce large gametes. That would be considered a woman, and science concurs with me. The only one little area where there's some gray area, and I don't think there's too much of it here, is ovotesticular developmental disorder. And with this respect,
Great. So, like, you can argue all day whether or not I'm male, a female, etc. I don't deny that I'm male, but I'm still making the claim that gender is different from sex.
well, but do you agree
The purpose
that
of forcing people into a gender that they don't identify with. Like, why would that be functional?
what do you mean by forcing? I don't think anyone is forcing Adora or anyone to be a man or whatnot. Anyone can do what they please.
No,
Right, but
no,
we're just
they definitely are doing that. They are saying that this is not your gender identity, that this isn't your gender because of X, Y, and Z, right? I don't understand the functionality of that. And
But
if
is
you,
anyone physically holding, when you say force, and I'm very, very careful with the words I use, because a lot of people like to argue over semantics, and that's why I have to be super careful with the words I use. Is anyone holding, when you say
Yeah,
force,
so
what comes to my mind is someone's forcibly holding
Donald J.
someone?
Trump has a plan. If he gets in office, his first 180 days in office, he has a plan to ban gender affirming care for all trans people. So yes, people are quite literally trying to force trans people to not be themselves.
Yeah,
right,
I
and
don't, I don't think
also there's a large percentage of youth that are homeless because they're LGBTQ. So their family will say to them, if you do not pretend to be the gender that you aren't, then you will be kicked out on the street. And I would say that constitutes as force.
yeah, kicking children out, that's clearly child abuse, right? And we have a legal framework to deal with that. But something interesting that Vanessa
But
said
would
is,
you not constitute that as force?
yeah, I would constitute that as child abuse.
But I'm saying, is that forcing them to be the gender that they're not?
No, what a parent is doing is number one, they're wrong for kicking the child out. That's number one. But for saying that, a girl or a female who says, "Oh, I want to be this gender" or whatnot, it is completely irresponsible for a parent to socially transition them, because research shows that with the CAS report, social
And
transition
it's okay. The
is
CAS
clinical
report's bullshit, my
intervention.
guy. You want to talk about things that have been discredited? The CAS
It hasn't been
report.
discredited.
The
But we
CAS
can get
report
into that.
is just ridiculous. It is run specifically by openly transphobic people.
She showed so much.
Right.
Have
And
you
like
read the
Margin,
report? She
like
showed so much compassion for trans
you're
people. I can't believe you're
not
saying
listening to
this.
the point. If I say, if you don't behave this way, then I am going to kick you out onto the street. That is me forcing you to do so.
Yeah, that's child abuse. No one should be kicking children out of the house,
So
right?
like, so
Call the popo in that case.
saying that nobody's forcing trans people to pretend that they're cisgender is false.
What I am
And there are
saying is that children, what I'm saying is that children do not have
literally,
the
Do
right.
you recognize what you said is false?
What did I say that was false exactly?
You said that no one is forcing trans people to be cisgender. And I just demonstrated to you that they are. So what you are saying is false. People
So,
are forcing them to do so. Also, in other countries, it's literally illegal to be trans or you will be put in jail. So that is another form of force. Why are you saying
I'm
like
not
they're
talking
not
about
being
other
forced to be
countries.
cisgender?
I don't know about the laws and whatnot of other countries. I'm talking about the U.S. specifically,
Well,
since that's where I live.
even in the US as well, they're trying to ban gender affirming care. So you saying that this is not a force thing is incorrect.
They're banning it for, at least the states that I've looked at. There are some states that are banning it for adults, I think, right? But if they're banning it for adults, I completely disagree with that. A adult can do whatever they want to. I have no issue with that. But the states that you are referring to, I'm assuming they are saying that children should not be allowed to take these hormones.
Right, and that's going to cost the life of kids, and we're not going to sit back and tolerate that.
And that is still forcing
do you
trans people to be
recognize-
cisgender, Margin. That is what you're saying that I'm saying that is false. Even if
So-
you agree with them, that is still forcing these kids to be cisgender.
New research from Denmark specifically shows that the claims that you are making are completely inaccurate. That the idea that children who are not allowed to transition, that ideation of self-unaliving increases. There's a peer-reviewed study from 2023 in Denmark that has showed that this is just simply not the case. That ideation of self-unaliving stays the same
I
even
mean, I
after
have
transitioning.
study after
So
study after
this is
study
just
after study after
factually
study
incorrect.
otherwise,
I can
but
bring
let
as
me
much
have your
evidence as
study.
you'd like.
Let me have your study, please.
Actually, let me get it for you.
Yeah.
Sorry, my connection cut out earlier, but I was trying to say that literally conversion therapy is still a thing. So
Yeah. Hi, Vanessa.
The study is
Hi, Adora.
titled. The study is titled, and this was a study that Denmark has used to restrict their hormone puberty
awful.
blockers for children. It's called Transgender Identity and Self. I don't think I can say the word here, but you know the word self-unaliving attempts and mortality in Denmark. And it's peer reviewed and it's free. You don't need to. It's not under a paywall. Let me say that again for anyone who wants to look at it. Transgender identity and self-analyzing attempts and mortality in Denmark. You can find it on the JAMA network. So this is just not correct. What you're making right now, the assertion you're making is just not correct at all.
That trans people are more likely to unalive?
The fact that the idea that that self-unaliving increases if transitioning is banned for children, that's just not the case because it stays the same.
Yeah, the data overwhelmingly shows that, but I'm going to read your study.
Literally, I have here. I have
the
here.
data has been.
Can I speak,
If you
please?
look at the data,
Can I speak, please? I
Go
have
for it.
here a list of medical associations that are in support of healthcare for transgender people and transgender youth. I have the American Academy of Child and Adolescent Psychiatry, the American Academy of Dermatology, the American Academy of Pediatrics, the American Academy of Physician Assistants, the American Medical Association, American Nurses Association, American Association of Clinical Endocrinology, American Association of Geriatric Psychiatry, American College of Physicians, American Counseling Association, all of these, over 30 medical associations that are in support for healthcare for transgender people of all ages.
Right. And Marvin, you said that I can't reference other countries forcing people to not be trans. And then you reference Denmark. Like, I need you to be for real, dude. Do you recognize that people are trying to force people to be cisgender when they're not? Do you not recognize that? If you don't, you're being disingenuous.
this I first and foremost I take a problem with the premise of your question. I don't believe that you can assign a value of cisgender or trans to someone. I don't think you can. I just don't believe in that because no one is being told.
Do you know what trans means, Margin?
Yes, I do know what trans means.
What does it mean?
Well, it's having an incongruence between how you feel and what your sex is.
It's not how you feel.
Sure.
It's your gender and your sex don't align.
It is. It's
So
one's
that's
own.
not how you feel. No, Margin. It's not how you feel. It's your gender and your sex don't align. So there are people, if you like it or not, and their gender and sex do not align. And people try to force them to pretend to be a gender that they are not.
Well, I'm not
That is
denying.
a thing that happens
the
in
study-
society. You believing this is not true is just false.
You're not.
The study you provided says that transgender individuals have a significantly higher rate of unaliving ideation and attempts.
Yeah, they
Also,
do.
can you address my point that I made about the leading medical consensus surrounding transgender healthcare?
Yeah, I mean, I have three different, Adora. I don't know how I can address first, but I'll address what you said first. I don't think this is productive because I can name not probably just as much, but I can name as many medical societies that say we should restrict and completely.
Do it.
You want me to do it, really?
Period.
I can do
Yeah,
it right
go
now.
do it.
Let me do it,
Do it.
actually.
Period. You ate that.
Y'all keep spamming 3v1 in chat. It helps my numbers. Helps boost the live. Yeah, I'm reading this study that he provided. I don't know what information I'm supposed to get out of it. All it's saying to me is that trans people are more likely to attempt and succeed. Love the outfit today. Thank you. Guys, while we're waiting, please keep tapping that screen, share the live as well. If you are a follower of mine on the main or the backup, please write Grayskull in chat.
And I don't know why it's slow when we have 900 people in here. Guys, tap the screen, please.
Someone's got music playing.
Hurry up, Margin.
So there are organizations within Australia, for example, that say we should restrict
Medical
medical
organizations.
societies. I think is, let me get the name for you.
Okay, medical societies. You just want to hear the medical ones.
Yeah, these are medical organizations.
What are they?
Within. Well, I'm getting it for you.
Okay, great. Still don't have them. It's crazy.
Crazy.
Saying let him talk. He has nothing to say.
Damn, he still didn't bring the sources.
Song's all done. And people are like, let him talk. He has nothing to say, you guys. He still does not have these medical organizations. He still doesn't even have one.
Well,
I don't think
I can go
passport
specifically
is
one by one.
widely discredited.
Profiles, but if the claim you're making is that the majority of medical societies in America,
where are the associations, Margin? Where are they?
Well, I'm getting the names for them, but it seems like
you're just yapping about other shit. Just start naming them now.
I'm trying to get them, but it seems like you're impatient.
Okay, go. That's crazy. The silence is loud. You can't do it, chat. You can't do it.
The NHS is one of them. They specifically said that we should restrict puberty blockers for children unless it is for research purposes, but private providers can give them, and it's a free nation, at least in the UK. Private providers can do what they want to, but the NHS has absolutely come out against severely restricting these harmful medications for children.
Is
so
there
that's
a specific like a article or site that we can go to?
I think you should.
I mean, it is true that they have restricted them.
And also Scandinavia. You look at Denmark, you look at Sweden, you look at
you're just naming countries. You're just listing countries.
Well, these are hold on a second. These are the medical community and the medical establishment of these countries that are saying we should restrict these medications for children before when we don't understand the long-term
I love how you
effects.
said that you could name just as many associations as I did, and you still have yet to do
I can
so.
name countries if you'd like. I don't think I can go to each
That's
specific
crazy.
association,
That's so crazy.
society, and look at what they're about.
Did we ask for countries, or did we ask for associations?
Yeah,
Listen.
yeah,
the
we
medical
know there's bigoted
associations,
countries, Margin, but this is the thing, Margin, what you're not understanding is that these medical associations recognize trans people. Why don't you believe them?
Literally.
Like,
Why
just
don't I
show
believe
me
them?
all
Well,
of these medical
number one,
associations.
because they themselves, even the studies you guys can bring up that say, they even themselves acknowledge the severe limitations of the studies. That, number one, it is absolutely accepted within the medical community that we just don't have enough research into the long-term effects.
Look, I'm
of
all
these
for
drugs
doing
the
more
children.
research, but in the
That is
meantime, we have to
absolutely-
help these kids now. We
And
can't
anyone-
wait. We have to help them now. They're suffering
and-
now.
Right. And all these American social, like psychological associations, they're not saying to force them to be cisgender. They're saying to affirm their gender. So it's going the way that you're not going.
They're saying that gender affirming care saves lives, literally.
Well, my study disagrees with you. The peer-reviewed study that I've given you absolutely disagrees with
Okay,
you. keep
I asked you to
mentioning
give me
this
the
claim.
specific study. You just gave me NHS
I've
and
given
then
it
started
to you.
yapping.
I've given it to Adora. This was a study that I provided very
Can you
early.
point me to where it said whatever that was? I didn't see it.
Yeah, I can definitely get it for you. But it clearly the study clearly shows that there's no decrease or increase in ideation after transitioning.
Sure,
But
show me
let me
that.
get the part for you where it says that.
Can you concede that you
Please don't open this.
associations as me? Can you concede to that?
Well, I can name them. I mean, you'd have to wait a very long. I can send a message to you if you'd like.
I mean, you said you could easily
Right. It
name
does
as
take a
many
very long time, and I don't
associations that I
think
named, and you just you did it. You couldn't.
I can due to time limitations, I don't think I can. But if you'd like them, I can absolutely message them to you. I can message them to anyone who'd like to see the associations that disagree. But if your claim is that most medical organizations say
Yeah.
we should, sure, right? Yeah, there's no. I'm not arguing against the facts. Sure, if that's your claim. But I again, as I already said, I don't think we should just say, oh, organizations that have taken reports from, say, WPATH, which is, I personally consider WPATH to be an organization that disseminates propaganda to medical organizations. And that's where Canadian and American medical organizations get their transgender clinical treatment guidelines from WPATH. And it
Yeah,
is a
well, the
very
World
weird
Health
organization, I must
Organization,
say.
the World Health Organization, among many others that I listed, also disagrees with you. So.
Well, the Geneva Convention disagrees with you that a woman is not an adult human female. Again, we can supersede
What's the
any
name of that?
organization.
So I can look it up. What did you just say?
The Geneva Organization, which was signed by 180-something nations,
Can you spell that, please?
disagrees with you on the
Can you spell
fact
that?
that
Can you spell it? I'm trying to look into your source.
Geneva Organization.
I said spell it. What the fuck?
You don't know how to spell Geneva?
No.
Or I'm sorry,
Why else
the
would
Geneva
Vanessa have asked you to
Convention.
help spell it?
Okay.
GEVENA.
Good boy. Thank you.
The Geneva Convention, 180-something nations, says otherwise. So I don't know if, this measuring of, how many people, I actually want to look at the actual research done behind these things and actually see what people are saying. But clearly you're just saying, organizations which have been taking in reports from WPATH, I'm going to agree with them, right? You make large claims, very bold claims, yet you fall flat on actually falsifying them.
I'm sorry?
Yeah, you make very bold, large claims that gender is not tied to sex when
Nobody
the Geneva
said that.
Convention.
No one said that.
Oh, so you think gender and sex are the same thing? That sex
No,
determines
I
gender?
think that they are different things, but they have a relationship, and no one is completely separating the two.
Do you disagree? I'll ask a very simple question. Do you disagree that sex determines gender?
No,
Yeah, no, not really.
not always. No.
Yeah.
So you
They
disagree
frequently
with that?
align, not always.
Okay,
Like
so
97% of the time, that is the case. But like,
Yeah.
there's that 3% trans people where it doesn't align and it doesn't contribute to their
okay, so if I'm gonna do, what I would do if you said that is actually, argue, actually discuss with you and understand your point of position and make my claims instead of saying organizations. But I can do what you did earlier and say, oh, the Geneva Convention, or organization signed by 180 nations, clearly disagrees with you. Why do you disagree with the Geneva Conventions?
I don't know
180 something nations.
I will admit I don't. This is my first time ever hearing about the Geneva Conventions. I will look into them. And I don't know. I will. I promise you I will. But I can't read this right now while we're on the live. So
Okay, that's fine. Again, that's just my whole point is that I'm not saying that we should vilify or demonize people who are struggling with gender-related distresses. Absolutely not. Right? There's no reason to do that. It's counterproductive.
So
But I
what's your
think,
solution?
say it again.
What's your solution?
I don't have. The thing is, I'm not a doctor, right? I'm willing to accept my own limitations in that direction. But when I can see bad research, when I can see ideology taking
The
precedence
WPATH
over,
provides a solution that is effective, one of the most effective there is, and you don't have a solution. I'm going to follow the WPATH.
but what you're forgetting is that these organizations, when ideology takes precedent over scientific rigor,
what
and
ideology?
transgender
Trans is
ideology.
not an ideology.
It's not an ideology.
Well, okay, that's a matter of disagreement. But that's
No,
my
it's not.
position.
It's not a matter of disagreement.
It is.
Transgender people are not an ideology. They are people that
agree.
exist.
That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that
They're
are
not some
people.
they're not some type of fucking concept. They're just people.
Vanessa, I never said that transgender people are an ideology.
What?
Those words never came out of my
So you're
mouth.
gonna gaslight me now?
I never did. I say transgender people are
I
an
asked you.
ideology?
You used the
No.
word ideology, and I said, "What's an ideology?" And you said transgender.
No, I said transgenderism. That's an ideology, not the people.
Transgenderism is not a thing.
It absolutely is a thing.
No, it's
right?
not.
But okay, well, again, it is, right? It's a very real thing. When people say that someone can be the opposite, someone can be a male and also be a woman, that is an ideology. You're making
That's not an
you're making
ideology.
an ideological stance. You
That's
are.
not an ideology. We have evidence that transgender women specifically, brain scans and shit like that, that these people are who they say they are. When they say I'm a woman, they are a woman. They may be male, which that's related to their sexual reproductive abilities. That's different though. That's sex. But their gender identity, which lies in their brain, is woman.
So you said you have some research, you have brain scans or whatnot that say trans women are. Can you explain that to me?
Yeah, there's brain scans that show that transgender women's transgender women's brains more closely look like cisgender women's brains.
Oh, so there are women brains?
Your brain can be female, yeah, or male, or it can be somewhere in between.
Really? Well,
Yeah.
I mean, I have a 3 decades worth of peer-reviewed studies, a meta-analysis that says otherwise, that the brain is actually not dimorphic, that it is monomorphic, that
Why?
there's
Can
no
I ask you a
such
question?
thing.
Can I ask you a
No,
question?
no, no, no.
No, real quick. Let me
claim.
ask you a question. Let me ask
I
you a
don't want to
question.
be cut off. I
Why
will
are you so fucking
respond to what you
obsessed?
said.
Why are you so fucking obsessed with my community?
Oh, so you
Why
have
are you
nothing to
obsessed
say,
with us?
so you... Okay.
Why do you know so much about this shit? It's weird. It's creepy.
So, but let me respond to what you said about that. I have a meta-analysis of 3
No,
decades
answer
worth
my
of
question. Why are you so obsessed with trans people?
neurological studies that
Why are
shows
you so
that there's
obsessed
no
with my
such
community?
thing as a male or a female brain.
Why are you so obsessed with my community?
Are you gonna, can I address what you said earlier?
No, can you
Because what you
engage
said
with what
is
I'm asking you? Why are you
absolutely
so obsessed
and
with trans people?
astutely false.
Why are you deflecting
You
so
can't
hard?
make an actual argument, so you say
Why
you're
are you
obsessed.
deflecting so hard right now?
Can you make an actual logical argument for why
I want to know why you know
your
so much
side is
shit about
correct?
trans people and why you're fighting so hard against
can't.
care that saves our lives.
So you can't. Right when I started to show you, right when I started to talk about the study, you said, "Oh, wait a minute, you are upset.
No, we can get to
You
the
don't care
study,
about
but
facts.
I need you to answer my question.
You're an
Why are you so obsessed with my
ideologically
community?
driven person, right? You're not
Why?
driven by
Oh my
facts.
God,
You aren't.
he can't engage.
You're not engaging with me. That's the issue here. You made a claim, and I wanted to show you that the claim you made is absolutely false.
I just want to know why you're so obsessed.
Are you willing to be disproven, or are you here to just
I'm willing to
rant?
engage with what you're
Can we
saying.
stay on the
Tell me,
side
why
of
do you know
science
so
and
much of,
objectivity?
why do you have all these weird ass studies to like quote unquote debunk the fucking WPATH science?
Well,
Why do you have that?
I'm
Why are
sorry
you
that I'm
going and
sorry
looking
that
this
scientific rigor
hard
makes you
into what's going
feel.
on in the trans community? Why are you so obsessed?
I'm sorry that you think scientific rigor is weird. It isn't. I value it very much
The
because
scientific community disagrees with you. And that's the thing that's crazy, that you're not actually accepting that, but it's the truth. Like, Margin, how would you feel if someone was like, if I told someone that not all birds fly, and then they're like, well, I don't believe those birds that can't fly aren't really birds. How would you respond to that person?
yeah. Can you say that again, please?
If I said not all birds fly, and then there's a person says, I disagree with that. If they're considered a bird, they should be able to fly. And so they're not birds if they don't fly. How would you feel about that?
Well, I mean, I would just look at what the facts say.
Yeah, but you would think, what would you think of that person?
If they were making an incorrect statement that is objectively incorrect, that everyone disagrees with them, well, I wouldn't think too much of them.
Oh,
Yeah,
really? Kind of like
okay. So, Margin, you are the one that's not recognizing that not every person that is a woman is female.
Okay.
And that is a fact, if
Okay.
you like it or not. So even if it upsets you, trans people exist. I don't understand why you're against it.
No, definitely trans people do exist. I'm not, no one is denying that fact.
There are people denying that fact.
That people who have
There
gender
are people that believe
incongruency exist.
everybody's cisgender.
I think what people are denying is the idea that a male can be a woman, but no one is denying the
So
fact
that's
that
denying
Yeah.
denying that trans people exist.
Exactly.
no,
Because you believe they're actually cisgender when they're not.
well, I think we already agree that being transgender means there's an incongruency, and I already agreed with you that that is the case. But the contention that we have is that is affirmation the best method, right? Is this a
Yes.
true objective thing that exists? I don't believe the answer to those two questions is yes. I believe the answer to
The
those two questions is
affirmation.
no.
Yes, like Martin, you're saying that there's not enough research. Obviously, when it comes to science, we need more and more research. But I promise you, it's not going to go backwards. The medical community, the American Psychological Association and Pediatric Association, is it going to wake up and be like, actually, trans people aren't valid? They're not going to do that, Margin. They're not.
If that's the case,
They're
why
saying
would
that they are valid, that this is their identity, if you like it or not.
Sure.
And so even when we get more and more research about the trans community, it's going to go through to that direction, not your direction.
I have an issue with assigning a value judgment to science, right? I think science is an ever-changing practice. So, and that is, what supports what I just said is Denmark and Sweden and, the Nordic countries in general.
Right.
going
The
back
Denmark
on
study that you
census.
provided me didn't say anything that backed up your case.
Yes, it did. I don't think you read it, or you probably haven't gone to the
Help me
section.
out.
of the study.
Point me to what I missed.
Yeah, so the study, let me bring it back up. If you go to the conclusions,
I just want to know why this guy is such a hater.
Me too. And he doesn't have a solution to help transgender people. He just wants to end gender affirming care.
well, I mean, do you think that we can call out a problem without presenting a solution, or do you think that if you need to call out an issue that you have to present a solution? Can you not just call out an issue without presenting a solution?
Well, when lives
I
are
don't
at
think those
stake,
two are
you should
contingent.
have a solution. What just happened?
He got banned. He got banned. TikTok banned him.
Thank God.
Holy shit.
TikTok needs their live moderators back.
I've been over his study like 6 times. The conclusion that he was about to read says this. In this Danish population-based retrospective cohort study, results suggest that transgender individuals had significantly higher rates of unaliving attempts, unaliving mortality, unalive-related mortality, and all-cause mortality compared with the non-transgender population.
Am I crazy, or did anybody else notice that he couldn't answer my question of why he's so obsessed with the trans community?
They never can. They never can.
What was
Someone just said that someone is in the request that wants to come up that can offer some information. If someone could, I don't know where that notification is coming from. I hope no one sent a DM. I really, really can't reasonably read DMs in the middle of a live. Yeah. My request to people that are watching from my Discord, please tag me in Adora chat. Please don't DM me. It's a lot harder for me to get to my DMs in a timely fashion.
What was the claim that he was making about the study?
That it was saying that that gender affirming care for kids doesn't reduce the unaliving rate or something along those lines. The person saying that there's someone in my request that wants to come up, I do not see them. I do not see them in my requests. That might also be because the other guest is gone. Okay. All right, I'm going to do a reset, guys. I'll be right back. Give me... did she just follow me? All right, there we go. All right, yeah, I'll be right back, guys. Give me 30 seconds. I don't know why I did 2. Give me 30 seconds. And also, we are fundraising for a family in Palestine, guys. 100% of the gifts that I received tonight, 100% of the Cash Apps and Venmos that I received tonight will be going to Shadi Alaikaluk and his family. They're trying to raise 30,000 euros. We're trying to raise $100 per live for this family to help them get out of Gaza. So all the help is appreciated. Send those gifts when we get back. Okay, welcome back, everyone. Hey there, Normie. Hello, Amy. Hello, Paul Riggs. Anna. Hello, Daisy. Thank you, everyone, for the follows. I appreciate it. We passed 7,000 follows on the backup, guys. That's amazing. Thank you so much. Hey there, Jay. Juju, how you doing?
I'm great. Honestly, I am just here to support your cause because genuinely, I have a lot of friends that are either trans or non-binary, or technically they are still trans if they are non-binary. But either way, I definitely support where you're coming from. 100% Sapphic women entirety includes trans women.
Fucking right. Yep.
It's non-binary people who present more feminine and want to be represented as women. That's totally fine. And as a lesbian, I am totally cool with anybody using that label if that fits most comfortable with them.
All right, awesome. Thank you for the support, Juju.
Yeah, most certainly.
All right, you have a good one. That was nice. W Juju's in chat, guys. Is this my backup account? Yes, it is, Daniel. All right, everyone keep tapping that screen. The mini milk, you're telling me that I have a 3-minute delay between TikTok and Switch. Just let me know if Twitch has audio and video synced properly. So long as they're synced properly, I can live with there being a 3 minutes delay between the between TikTok and Twitch. But yeah, if you want to see my kitties, go watch my Twitch. Adorable Rainbow Fist on Twitch. And it comes with a cat cam. You get to watch all of this. And if you subscribe on my Twitch, you get immediate access to my live replays. Abigail, you want to see the kitties? Head on over to Adorable Rainbow Fist on Twitch. I got 2 kitties on my screen right now. I got Hordak on the top level and Maxine on the bottom level. What account is this on TikTok? Adorable_happy smile. Welcome back, Hot Dog. Okay, why does everyone want to be a woman? It's not a want, I just am a woman. And who wouldn't want to be a woman? We're fabulous.
Man, I feel like a woman.
Look at this. Look how gorgeous I get to be. I get to be fucking amazing. That might be because I'm awesome. And, like, being a woman doesn't automatically make you amazing. There's a lot of not awesome women. Thank you, Mini Milk, for redeeming Hydrate over on Twitch. Looking at you, Marjorie Taylor Greene. You might be a woman, but you're not awesome. Hello, Souls. How you doing?
Hi,
How old are you, please?
18,
What year were you born?
2006.
2006. Fantastic. All right. Am I a lesbian?
I just want Margin back. Please get Margin back.
That's not an option. He was banned by TikTok.
Can you maybe contact him?
Can I contact TikTok?
Maybe. I don't know, man. I want Margin.
If he wants to be here, he can be in chat still. He's not allowed on lives. He's been live banned.
Oh,
Yep. Margin has been live banned.
that's really unfortunate.
That's TikTok for you.
Okay.
Yep.
That's all I wanted to say. I just want Margin back, please.
Adios.
Oh, okay. Good for you.
Hello, Bear. How you doing? Are you the one that everyone's choosing?
The what?
How old are you, please?
23.
23. Fantastic. What year were you born?
Sorry, I joined by mistake. I know Mel. Mel.
Oh, yes, you're Bear. You're Bear.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll drop.
All right. Cool. Do you want a panel?
Yeah, our panel.
Okay. All right. Awesome.
Team Bear.
I saw you on your backup, which was a different name.
Yeah, Beans.
Yeah. Hello, Classified. Classified, you with me? Y'all, I don't ban people that I bring up to talk to unless they drop slurs. I don't ban the people that come up here. Worst I'll ever do is kick them. A kick isn't a ban. Classified, you there? All right, no Classified. Hello, Paula. How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Doing all right. How old are you, please?
23.
23. Fantastic. And am I a lesbian?
No, I thought you were a trans woman, right?
Yes, I'm a trans woman.
So how can you say you're a lesbian?
I am a woman that's attracted to other women.
So what is transitioning came for then?
I didn't transition for other people. I transitioned for me.
Yeah, so like,
We go.
so what are you supposed to attract to, you know? I just want to know, like, so why did you transition to become a trans woman to look like a woman, but now you're attracted to a
I didn't
woman?
transition to
And,
become a woman. I already was one. I made the changes that I made to alleviate dysphoria.
but does that makes everything confused, you know?
It's okay to be confused. Yeah, I didn't. Again, I didn't do this for anyone else. I did it only for me, and I had a distress related to my male genitalia, related to my facial hair, related to my flat chest, etc. Those things were all causing me stress, anxiety, etc. And I had to do something about that. I had to get rid of that stress and anxiety and depression. And surgery, laser hair removal, hormones, those all helped me. I didn't do it to become a woman. I already was one. I didn't do it because I wanted to get into lesbian spaces. No. As a matter of fact, that kind of held me back. That was one of the things that held me back, because I knew that if I did come out as transgender, well, fuck, that would mean that I'm a transgender woman. I'm attracted to women. I'd be a lesbian. Are there any lesbians out there that would want to date a transgender woman? And at the time, I didn't want surgery, so I thought, well, a lesbian's not going to want to date a woman with a penis. And all the information that I was reading online was saying that lesbians don't like trans women. So yeah, I had stress related to being a transgender lesbian. I'm happy to say that I found out that all that was actually wrong, and that there are loads of amazing lesbians out there. Some with genital preference, some without genital preference.
But yeah, it's just for me because I am a trans woman, right? But
Nice.
I wouldn't say I am a lesbian if I'm attracted to a woman. I never been. I mean, I had, but I never felt like sexually like that with them, you know? Like, I adore them. Like, I support women, you know? And obviously, I would not disrespect women like that, in my opinion. Just that's the way I transition, you know? Because I felt like over the boundary right now, like you're saying that you're a lesbian, but I understand it, you know? I understand it, like, you know? But what I'm saying is just like it makes every like trans community confused about it, you know, like it making like look bad, I guess. But at the end of the day, you have your decision, and I respect it.
I didn't decide to be trans. I didn't decide to be a woman. I didn't decide to be lesbian.
So you're saying you're a woman? You were born as a woman? Is that what you're trying to say?
I was born a girl, became a woman. Yes.
And so you never have a genital of a man when you were born?
That's not relevant to whether or not I was a girl
But
or
I'm
not.
asking you a question.
It's none of your business what genitalia I have.
But you're saying you're a woman, and now you turn as a lesbian, and now you want...
Right, the genitalia that I have doesn't determine if I'm a lesbian or not.
But it makes you confused.
Nope.
So what is transitioning for then?
I already told you it was to alleviate my dysphoria.
So like, then why did you transition if you would love... You know, it's okay to like a woman when you're a trans woman.
Yeah,
That's
I already
totally
told you, it had nothing to do with my attraction to women. I never did any of this because I was attracted to women.
So you just did it for fun, or what?
No, I did it to. I got my surgeries. I got. I took HRT, got laser hair removal to alleviate dysphoria.
Because you want to be a woman, and now you want to...
No, I just told you.
It just doesn't make sense. Like, that's why our community, not my community, most likely, my trans community, the trans umbrella, and then now you guys taking it away for like, you know, it's just weird.
It's not going away.
And then you, Mr. Hot Dog, so what are you,
Thank you for redeeming hydrates. Appreciate you.
Miss or Mr.? I don't know, like, but I'm saying,
Neither.
are you a trans woman too, or what?
No.
So what are you then?
I'm non-binary.
But you just said in your bio you're a transformer. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it's a joke.
It's so like now you guys making fun of being a trans woman, and now you guys making you guys like look
What?
dumb because you guys are trolling most.
No, oh my god.
Like for what? It's all this surgery and then
It's so that other people can't make the joke because I already made it.
Rehydrates.
Exactly. And now it makes it look bad for him, your host.
Her.
Her, yes. But she said she's a lesbian, so what should I call her then? It just doesn't make sense.
Adora?
Okay, I could call her Adora,
You
yes.
can call her Adora.
All right, hot dog. All right, hot dog.
No, I'm not. I'm taking it so seriously because I am a part of trans women, and I felt like you guys are trolling about it, and like a lot of people are misgendering.
We're not trolling about it. Okay, the point of putting Transformer in my bio is because it's a common insult towards trans people.
And
So
you're
what
okay
I
with
did,
that?
hey, I'm still
Wait,
talking.
but are you
I'm still
okay with
talking. I'm still talking.
Okay,
So
finish it.
because I'm trans, I made the joke first, so that it's not funny anymore when someone else makes it.
Yeah, I understand that. You use that as your self mechanism, but at the same time, you're just making fun of yourself. You shouldn't not make fun of yourself at all like that. Like,
I make fun of
Tell
myself.
self-depreciating jokes if they want to.
yeah, but you guys are getting mad when you guys get called out that what you guys are trying to imply to yourself, even though you guys are not.
What?
Paula, it's your A plus B is just not equaling C right now.
That's what you guys are trying to do, and it doesn't make sense.
No, it's not what we're trying to
1
do.
plus 1 is equals
No,
two.
Paula.
If you want to be a trans woman, that's what you want to be, and
Paula,
you're not gonna call yourself you're a lesbian. Like, I don't need to prove you wrong.
Paula, if it doesn't make sense, then how do you know what I'm trying to do?
Paula, so you just, so because I need some clarity on this, right? You're a trans woman, right?
Yes, and I know what I stand by.
Okay, right. So because it's really, for me, I can't quite match the dots here, right? So are you saying, right, that you chose to be, you wasn't born a woman, you just chose to be one?
Well, I said I am a trans woman. I never say I am a real woman. I didn't say I am a woman.
Okay, but was you... Okay, but so are you saying... No, but would you agree that you was born a woman?
I didn't realize...
I was born a woman. No, I didn't say I was born a woman. I said I was a man, and then I transitioned to be a woman, a trans woman, and that's what I stand by it. Not like go lurk around and say that, oh, I like a girl right now, so I guess I am a lesbian. So let me just detransition.
I think that understanding does more harm than the fact that I put Transformer in my bio.
Well, it's not, because I'm not being a transphobic, because I know what should be a trans woman.
I never said that you were
But that's what you're trying to say, didn't you?
No, it's not.
Don't try to like circle around and like trying to attack me or like trying to put it on me, but you guys are the one doing this.
I'm not trying to, no one's trying to attack you, Paula.
I didn't say it like that, like why you're so being definitive about it.
I'm not being defensive either.
Paula,
okay, then explain.
Why are you trans?
Why am I trans? Because as a kid, I want to be a girl and I want to respect a woman. And that's why I never said, like, if I make my transition, then I need to stick by it and not just say, like, oh, now I like a girl. I want to be a lesbian. Not like that. It's not like how it's like that.
Yeah, you're not answering the question that I asked.
So what is your question again?
Why are you a lesbian?
I'm not a lesbian. Who said I'm a lesbian? You said you're the lesbian.
I misspoke. Why are you
How am I a lesbian? Do I
misspoke.
lesbian to you?
Why are you transgender?
Because I want to be a trans woman. I want to be a woman and I adore women. I've been surrounded with a woman. So I guess that's how it started. And now I am a woman.
So you think that you want to be a woman because you were surrounded by women?
No, because that's what I felt before. And that's what I want to be.
Okay, so it's not related to how women were or weren't around.
Paula, just quickly.
It's Paula, not Paula.
Oh, Paula.
Thank you.
So I've just, this is my favorite tool, right? This is ChatGPT, right? Big boss. Listen. So I've just typed in, can a transgender woman be a lesbian? And this is Chat GPT.
They can when they are delusional.
This is
Yeah.
AI. Listen, Paula. It literally says here, yes, a transgender woman can be a lesbian if she's attracted to other women. Sexual orientation
But
is
I
about who
wouldn't
you
say
are
a
attracted to.
lesbian.
Is about who you are attracted to, not your gender identity. So the transgender woman is attracted to and forms romantic or sexual relationships with other women. She would identify as a lesbian. Gender identity and sexual orientation are two separate aspects of a person's identity.
Sure, ChatGPT. I
Yeah.
want to be clear that ChatGPT is right here, but ChatGPT is a tool, not a source.
Yes. Very that. Yes. I understand. I understand it, but I'm just saying, like, how could you have this so many identification now that you're a trans, you're a lesbian, you're a non-binary, and everything? So, like, what are you then? That's what I just want to know.
Paula, I had a line that I was trying to go down earlier that I want to continue down. Would you mind me why you are transgender?
Do you want me to tell you
Just
why I
remind
am
me,
a
'cause,
trans?
we ended up going down another line.
So you're saying like why I am a trans woman?
Yes. Why are you a
Because I want to transition to become a woman.
Okay, so
But I never clarified
did you
myself as a
choose to be
woman.
transgender?
I chose to be a transgender, but I waited before
You chose.
I chose that, yeah,
Okay,
on myself.
when did you choose?
I felt it around when I was like 6 already, but I transitioned before I was 17 or 18.
Sorry, did you say 16 is when you chose?
No, I chose like, well, I already know I am a woman. I'm not like taking any surgery or pills at all that time because taking, I was trying to think everything before I jump into a conclusion that this is what I really want to do. And then it ended up that I chose the right path, and now I am a proudly transgender woman. A proudly transgender woman.
Could you have chosen to be a man?
If I didn't feel anything, yeah, I would stand by it to be a man. Nothing's wrong with me. I still look good as a man, I guess.
I
But
don't doubt that, Paula, but could you have chosen to be a man?
yes, if I didn't felt anything, yes,
If you didn't feel what?
that I am a woman, trying to be a woman.
You did feel that you're a woman, so you couldn't have chosen to be a man.
But you asked me if I shouldn't be, though. So that's what
I'm
I
trying to
said.
get you to understand here, Paula, is that we don't choose to be transgender. This isn't a want. We just are. We are women. We are transgender. We don't choose this.
Yeah, I am a transgender woman, but I didn't choose to be a woman.
So am I.
You know? But for you, you're going through too much stuff. Like, you went to your transhuman era, you went to your non-binary era, you went to your lesbian era, and now it's everything confused.
This
So
is
like,
not an era. I
well,
am
it
a
looks
lesbian.
like, look at
I
your
am a
feet,
trans
though.
woman. I am a woman.
No, you're not a woman, and now you're saying you're a lesbian woman, but you were
Are
born
you a
with
woman?
that. No, I said I am a transgender woman. I never
Okay,
said
so
I am
what gender are you?
a transgender woman. I was
That's
born
not
as
a
a
gender.
man.
Transgender woman is not a gender. What gender are you? Are you a man? Are you a woman? Are you non-binary?
I was born as a man, and I fucking grew up as a trans woman. And what about you?
Again, transgender is not a gender.
So what are you saying? I am a woman.
I'm asking you if you're a man, a woman, or non-binary, or something else altogether.
I don't see non-binary thing because like that's like make everyone.
Okay, so then what
confused.
gender are you? So you're not non-binary.
I would just say I am a man, but I'm in the trans umbrella community. So what about you?
I'm a woman. I'm a transgender woman, and I'm a woman.
And then you're a lesbian, and then you become a non-binary people. Is that what you're trying
Where
to
are you
say?
getting non-binary here?
Well, that's in your post. Go look at your post. Maybe you haven't checked
What's in my
your stuff.
post?
I don't know. Look at your feed because you're the one posting everything. Before you click that, you.
I don't make posts saying that I'm non-binary.
I guess you didn't. But that's what I saw.
Okay, so your argument is that transgender women are not women, transgender men are not men, and non-binary people don't exist.
Well, they exist, but they delusional. That's what I said.
Yeah.
Paula, you're confusing yourself.
You guys are confused because you guys cannot straight up like what
No,
you
we're not
Yeah.
confused. You're confusing yourself.
You guys are mentally ill.
It's not like that, but I'm saying like if you guys wanna be what you guys wanna be are, people would accept you, but like now you guys are making like a slur or like making everyone's confused,
No,
I'm not confused.
I'm not trying to take away all your surgery or
Are you
everything that you
confused?
did, Adora. I adore
Paula,
you. I watched
Paula,
you before,
you're
but I'm
not listening. Paula, you're not listening. You're responding to a conversation that's not happening.
Okay, hot dog.
So what's happening then? I wanna know.
Maybe listen and you'll know.
So tell me again. So what are we arguing about here? That she
I'm
is.
not going to recap. I don't think
So-
anyone here wants to recap the entire time you've been up here.
But the argument is like she said, "I am a lesbian. Prove me wrong." So I prove her wrong. So what about
You
it?
didn't prove her wrong. Because trans women are women and lesbians are people who like people that are not men.
But she's a transgender, but she's a man before.
Paula, where's your source for saying that Adora
My soul is inside of me, and I stand by it. And I said, "Trans woman, it's a trans woman. They could be a woman, if that's what they want."
Asked about your soul, Paula.
There's so many sources on Google. Like I've been looking through a few. And like,
Did you just now hear her? She said like, ChatGPT is a source. It's not everything's true.
Nobody
about
said
no,
ChatGPT.
no, I found like there's no. I've been looking at other sources like the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. It literally says here that transgender people may identify as heterosexual, homosexual, bisexual, or none of the above.
And who made those things?
What?
Who made those things though? I just want to know if you guys know about it because you guys done a lot of research, right? So who made those things? Who wrote those things?
No one's made anything up.
Then how could we just search it and then just popped it out?
But no one's making it up because no one just decides to be a lesbian. They just are. No one's making it up.
And that's what I saw.
Flagged for hate speech.
Oh, come on.
Wow.
She wasn't hateful. She was just dumb.
I hope that wasn't you guys reporting her. I hope that was just the AI automatically doing it. But TikTok, get it to fucking together, Jesus.
Does that mean you have to restart?
Yeah, it means I have to restart. Because if I bring up another guest and that guest gets flagged, I will also get banned.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
It's kind of a two-strike system, basically. All right, I'll be back. Can I leave sub only off? No, Maddie, I cannot. It's a matter of I don't want to silence people who want to have genuine conversations, but the problem is we just have too much harassment in chat. So I do have to go sub only when things get busy. It's not me trying to silence people who are having a genuine conversation. Whether you agree with me or disagree with me, if you're here to have a genuine conversation, please, you're welcome here. You're absolutely welcome here. I disagree with you, but if you're here to have a conversation, great, that's good. There's just too many people here that are here for harassment. Hey there, Normie. All right, before I bring the next guest up, guys, this is just a reminder that I am live on Twitch right now. Adorable Rainbow Fist on Twitch. All my streams, almost all my streams, are streamed simultaneously to Twitch. Adorable Rainbow Fist on Twitch, where not only do you get to watch this stream, but you also get to see my kitties. I got a cat tower behind me. Hordak is up on the top level. So if you want to watch Hordak and watch me at the same time, head on over to Adorable Rainbow Fist on Twitch, where it's also a much, much more laid-back experience. Far fewer people watching. When I go sub-only here, you can head on over to Twitch, where the chat is open. Chat is always open on Twitch.
What a day.
How you doing? Or, yeah.
How's everyone's days been anyway, okay?
Oh, it was you, Bear, who was speaking. Oops.
Oh,
It's been a
it's
wild
been a
day for me,
really
too. Wild
long day. I'm just so done with uni. Uni is just taking too long.
I was so ready to be done with school the moment I graduated high school.
It's just killing me. I've just done an essay on Karl Marx, and I just wanna run away.
Is the duo live still tomorrow? Yes, it is. Mel Adora duo live tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern. It's going to be Halloween themed. I got my costume right off to the side of me over here. I'm excited for it. We still haven't made our topics because we always make our topics like 10 minutes before the live. That's just how we work.
People, stop spamming, asking me why I'm in the hospital. I'm not answering for a reason.
Queegee, why are you here? Like, I had bad vibes from you earlier. Then you seemed to be cool for a bit. Now the bad vibes again.
Queegee's one of the people that accuses me of blackface, so...
Gotcha. Well, yeah, Queegee just...
I don't care.
Why is it not even close to October? Because it's fun. Halloween is awesome. We're doing a Halloween-themed live in May. Because Halloween is amazing.
That's a W, honestly.
Queechee, you literally did that yesterday. Just because I have dark skin at the end of the summer doesn't mean I'm doing blackface. I just tan.
Okay. I love your live. We can see your pet roaches. Roaches are awesome. Like I know I'm in the minority here. Roaches are awesome. I love roaches. I like rodents. I like insects.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
I swear, you and Mel have the wildest chats, like, ever.
Someone said if you don't want people to know, like asking why you're in the hospital, turn your camera off. I don't care if people ask. It's people who ask for like 20 minutes straight and like, why are you in the hospital? Why are you in the hospital? I'm not answering.
I mean,
Like,
so here's the funny thing. I launched my platform by going live in the hospital. And even though I was in the hospital and people could see that I was in a hospital bed and the nurses were actively working on me, nobody believed I was in the hospital.
That must have been an elaborate set, Adora. You weren't in the
Right?
hospital. It's not rehab. I'm 20 days clean.
Someone says they have a question for me. They're welcome to ask. If I see it, I see it. If I don't, I don't.
Wait, no, it's 22 days. Time is not moving.
Someone said fuck roaches, especially when they fly. Fuck spiders when they fly. Spiders fly, guys. It's terrifying. I never want to see a flying spider.
Spiders fly. Are you?
Oh, there are flying spiders.
What?
There are parachute spiders, and they parachute in swarms.
That's crazy.
Yeah, they use their silk to kind of form a little parachute essentially, and it carries them with the wind to wherever, and it just drops down thousands and thousands and thousands of spiders.
Yes, Dora, I could have gone my whole life not knowing that.
I just ruined everyone's night.
It's terrifying.
Evolution is so cool.
That's gliding, not flying. Fair enough. It's not even glide. It's because it's not aerodynamics that keep them up. It's something to do. I forget exactly what it is. It's something similar to like static electricity, something along those lines. Adora, what day is the Halloween May Live? Tomorrow. Tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern. Sorry, Brandy. I do this already from Charlotte's Web. Badass X. Adora, do you have mods for Twitch? If not, might be worth looking into it in the event it does get crazy here too. I do have Twitch mods. Very, very few Twitch mods. I haven't had a need for Twitch mods yet. Mostly, I'm able to handle the modding myself because I have 4 viewers. 4 viewers. I get a comment every 10 to 15 minutes. I can handle the modding myself. I used to get 30 viewers. I've sunk. I've sunk on Twitch, guys.
I'm trying to find an outfit for Pride. I don't know what to wear.
Hello, Sharky.
Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can hear you.
Sorry. Oh my god, my heart just beat when you actually accepted me. Hi, I'm 21. No,
Fantastic.
22, I forgot my age. I got scared.
Okay.
So I just have a question. What are your pronouns?
She, her.
Then you're a lesbian. I don't understand. I
Right.
think that, I was actually talking to my friend Noelle today about, being trans and the mental side of it. And one thing that she said to me and that I wanted to say on here, side. She said that being trans is a curse. And to me, that, really hit me at home is because no one really talks about the mental side of being trans. No one talks about the fact that there's so much mental, part of it, and it hurts me when she says that. I don't know if you have something to say regarding her statement of.
Yeah, it's being trans can be terrifying. It can be it's lonely because frequently we're the only trans people in our lives. It's terrifying, but when you have community, it can also be absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, I completely understand. When I was seeing this community, it actually, helped me learn a lot about being trans and everything regarding it, especially being, a cis woman. I can never really understand, but I hope that we all start to come together as women. I always see trans women and trans men as men or women to me. But I don't know. When she said, being trans is a curse, it really hit me hard at home because I don't know. I don't really see much on around regarding the mental side of it. So I've always asked her questions and always when I watch her. Go ahead.
Something I want to be clear about, Sharky. When the data shows that when a transgender person has just one person in their life that accepts them, their quality of life dramatically improves. So you are that friend. At the very least, your friend has one person in their life that accepts them exactly the way they are. So you are making a huge difference for them by being there.
I really appreciate you saying that because I really just see her as a woman, and I hate that people look at her and be like, "Oh, you're trans? You're a man." No, she's a woman. She'll always be a woman. I see her as a woman. So I don't understand why there's so much hate. If you want to be a woman, be a woman. If you want to be a man, be a man. There shouldn't be any hate towards that.
Just remember, it's not a want, but I appreciate the intent.
Oh, sorry. I'm still learning and educating myself.
It's all good. It's a relatively small thing. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Actually, when I joined your Discord and saw the type of questions that you had in your questionnaire, I was like, thank God she had these questions because some of the stuff I didn't even know what it was, and I did so much research and learned so much about it, and actually it
I had to learn too. Initially, when we made that, I couldn't pass it myself. It's a tough questionnaire, but yeah, I think it's a go and it covers a lot of different areas. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you covered so much. And I actually appreciate you for doing that because I learned
Fine.
quite a lot and a lot of research at like 9 in the morning.
Anything else you wanted to say, Sharky?
Nope, I just wanted to say I love you and you're amazing.
Bye.
Bye.
How do you get live access? Got to get to 200 followers. Okay, guys, keep tapping that screen. Remember, we are fundraising for a family in Palestine that is trying to get out of Gaza safely. Shadi Alaikaluk and his family are trying to raise 30,000 euros. We've raised about 500 at this point, which is awesome. We got a lot of work to do. We got a long ways to go. If you can, any gifts would be appreciated. Sending any gift at all, 100% of the gifts I receive will go to this family, or you can cash at me Adora 1111. That's Adora followed by 4 ones. 100% of the cash app will go to the family in Gaza. We raised like $127 this morning. I've been noticing that the morning lives typically do pretty well for the fundraising. Evening lives, not as much. And probably because the people that are watching now already donated this morning. Adora, do you use they, them pronouns at all? Just wondering. Yeah, all the time. Like, literally all the time. Forehead Snatcher. It's an interesting name.
It is an interesting name. It's
Hello,
me.
how old are you, please?
25. It's me. Do you not remember me? Margin.
Sorry?
Margin.
Oh, Margin. Yeah.
Yeah, I got my live act.
Yay, Adora.
Hello, Patrick.
Yo.
How you doing?
What's up?
How old are you, please?
I'm 39 years old.
39. Fantastic. Am I a lesbian?
So I don't really disagree or agree. I just had a question. I just wanted to say that, like, don't you think you'd be a little bit more effective if you were a little more, less disingenuous about the topic? It seems like you have rage.
Disingenuous?
Yeah, it seems like you have rage bait headlines that not a real source will like confirm.
Only people who are going to be enraged by this are transphobic people.
Not really, because I'm not transphobic, but I think it's very
Are you
weird.
enraged by it?
Well, rage bait's a term. I'm not like screaming.
Sure, of course. Okay, so when you read this statement, does it bother you?
When you've said the same statement in a different way, but prove me wrong, like I'm a woman, prove me wrong. There's no such thing as like this, prove me wrong. It just seems like it's not a very genuine statement. It seems like what you're doing is trying to make money off TikTok, and you're taking other people's like struggles and plights and making them into a thing.
I am a lesbian. How am I taking other people's plights? I am a lesbian. And yeah, sure, this is my job. I profit off of this. Right now, 100% of my profit, except for my subs, all my gifts, all my cash apps are going to a family in Palestine. But yeah, I make money doing this.
So I guess so when the other guy was in here, you were making him like pull these sources and prove these things, but then you let your panel pull up ChatGPT and use that.
Yeah, I literally stopped Bear. Like when Bear did that, I said, hey, we don't use ChatGPT as a source. It's a tool that can bring up sources, but it's not source.
Even though it's right, and it wasn't right because I asked the same
question. It was
question.
right.
So when ChatGPT said that there were multiple genders and multiple sexes, my ChatGPT says there is no definitive correct answer. So
right again, ChatGPT was right, but ChatGPT is not the source.
How is it right if mine's saying that he is not correct? Like that's what I'm saying is that it's not right.
Yeah, but
what source is your ChatGPT pulling from?
So I said in ChatGPT.
What source is your ChatGPT pulling from?
Well, it doesn't give you a source. I can screenshot if you want. You just ask it a question and then it just tells you.
It actually will give you a source.
All the things that I use give sources.
Okay, so which icon am I clicking here to get this source? Because mine just literally reads out the answer.
You ask it for the source because.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry about that. Okay, what is? Hold on. Because I mean, I do this for a living, so I just wanted to show you.
I just want to be absolutely clear that ChatGPT is not a source. Period.
Also, can we please acknowledge the fact that I brought up a list of over 30 medical associations that agree with transgender healthcare? So
Well, okay, so I guess that's the disingenuous part. The last time you guys did this topic, you guys wouldn't admit that you don't promote surgery for children, but you give the impression that that's what care means. And if somebody calls you out on that,
No, we
you
don't
start
give that
bringing up the
impression.
definition.
Hold on, Patrick. That's your misunderstanding. That's not the
Okay, go ahead and
impression
explain.
that anyone gave.
Explain.
Care extends it past surgery. Like there's more types of care than just surgery.
So are you saying right now that having surgery on children, regardless of any situation, unless it's medically necessary, is wrong, correct?
Well,
Yeah, I don't advocate for gender affirming surgeries for kids except for in exceptional circumstances.
And what's the exceptional circumstance for someone under 18?
To be determined by the doctor and the family.
But I'm saying just ballpark, just throw something out there.
An exceptional circumstance would be, say, a 17-year-old who's about to go to college. You don't want them to be
So
recovering.
that's-
You
so-
don't. I was answering.
Sorry,
I was
okay,
answering.
go ahead.
I was answering. So we have a 17-year-old who wants bottom surgery. Bottom surgery is a very hands-on recovery. You don't want them recovering while they're in school. You want them to be able to focus on school. So doing it a few months before they go to school could be beneficial.
So I would say that if you're considering a 17-year-old about to be a senior and turning 18 in a few months, a child, that is disingenuous in my opinion.
I'm considering everyone under the age of 18 to be.
I know, and that's the playing coy part about like when it gets down to like the nitty gritty. You're like, well, he could be 17, turning 18 tomorrow with his summer school, like all that weird stuff.
Are you deliberate? You're deliberately misunderstanding what I'm saying. There.
No, I'm saying that you're being disingenuous. You're deliberately
No, I'm not
being a normal person in a conversation.
So, are you in favor of 17-year-olds occasionally getting bottom surgery?
No, never.
Why?
Because we do not perform surgery on people under the adult age for any reason except for saving lives.
So you're advocating against surgery for kids?
Unless it's saving a life, correct.
That's what gender affirming care does. It saves lives.
This is, come on.
No, it's literally life-saving.
You're telling me right
Honest to
now
God,
that I will
life-saving.
pass away if I do not have surgery?
Correct. Some people's quality of life will be so bad that they will not be here anymore.
Give me an example. Please give me an example. Give me an example.
Self-unaliving is...
Gender dysphoria can lead to things like depression and anxiety.
I'm depressed every day, clinically.
Great, good for you.
Somewhere around half of transgender people have attempted self-unaliving.
That's not medically though. That's you doing something to yourself. I'm talking about what is going to happen to a child.
But people don't just do that without being in an extraordinary amount of stress.
But that's a totally different conversation. I'm not trying to
No,
be
it's
like
not
that,
a different conversation,
dude.
It's not a different conversation.
So you're saying that if something causes me to be depressed, then I should be able to go to the doctor? Like if I want horns in my head and I say that I'm so sad that I can't be the devil. You notice my profile, how I worship the devil?
Okay, now you're being disingenuous.
No, I'm not. I'm using your logic. You just said it's how I feel.
Gender dysphoria is the most effective treatment for gender dysphoria is gender affirming care.
But the care is not going under the knife.
Sometimes it is.
Yep. Sometimes just starting HRT isn't going to be enough to alleviate the dysphoria.
I just don't understand how you can say that me wanting to get a tattoo or body modification.
Yeah, tattoo is not healthcare, my guy. Come on. You want to talk about disingenuous.
What is your criteria for healthcare? What is your criteria for healthcare?
Something being prescribed. Something being prescribed.
And what gives you the... Dude, if you're saying that being depressed is the reason that I'm getting prescribed affirming care, if I tell you that I'm depressed, that I can't get tattoos, I can't get the same care? What are you talking about?
If somebody... In what situation is a doctor going to prescribe a tattoo?
There's
a
one
situation.
I caught myself from making a joke that was going to get you mad. The same doctor that's going to go in there with a kid saying that he feels like a girl at the age of 12 and saying, you know what? Pull out the table.
Are you Who's being disingenuous right now, Patrick?
Because I have to use
Who's the one
extremes
being
to prove to you how
disingenuous? You're the one
illogical
talking
you
about
are.
tattoos and surgery at 12, not us.
So what is the difference between thinking I need something at 12 and thinking I need something at 17?
Kids don't decide if they need
Development. Wait, the difference between
Development? Wait a
12
minute.
and 17, brain
So
development.
how old do you have to be in development for your brain to cognitively make those decisions?
16.
Okay,
so the brain is capable of making long-term decisions at 16 with long-term experiences.
So then why isn't 16 the legal age for anything in almost any country in the world?
Because the brain doesn't develop the ability to make long-term decisions in shorter amounts of time until you're older.
Also, we're talking about healthcare here. That's why.
But you're moving healthcare into depression, which is loose when you're saying that I can't say that I'm depressed unless it's for certain reasons. So I can be depressed that I don't coincide with the gender.
Cash App, guys. Big Venmo just came in. Thank you so much.
About not having tattoos, not being taller. Like I can't get knee surgery if everybody's calling me shorty and I feel like I should be tall. You know what I mean? Like there's a million things that I can say that are going to make me depressed.
Find a doctor that will prescribe it and find genuine reason. Like, I don't know.
$46 more and we reach our goal.
I'm just
guys.
telling you that the
$46 more
logic
in
is
15, 16
disingenuous.
minutes.
I would never vote for anything that would disenfranchise anyone for anything. I am on your side. I am just telling you that the logic makes no sense, and I think you would get a lot further.
The logic doesn't make sense to you because you're misunderstanding it.
It doesn't make
and
sense.
And we know that because you're misrepresenting it.
But it doesn't make
sense. That's
not
our problem. That is not our problem.
It
you
seems
misunderstand.
Well, it once again, if you're telling me that self-identification is medicine, that's fine, and I'll look into that. But it sounds like
what's being said. Oh, this is why you don't understand it, because you are taking things that we're not saying and making them making counter arguments based on them.
Okay, so maybe say it in as many sentences as you can, clear and concise. How do I know gender affirming care?
By going to a gender.
No, I'm saying
specialist.
What causes me to want to do that? How I feel?
Gender dysphoria is what causes people to want, not even gender dysphoria, an innate sense of self, but gender dysphoria is required for kids to get surgeries or any gender affirming care.
But I'm saying what makes me okay, so I wake up in the morning and it's like, man, I don't feel like waking up today. So that's making me feel depressed. So I go to the doctor and I say, hey, I don't feel like waking up in the morning. There's probably something wrong with me. And they say, yeah, you're probably depressed. We talk about it. What's the equivalent of that for gender? I don't feel like a non-binary. Like you can't even say boy, girl. I don't feel like
it's the same exact thing. I'm depressed. I'm unable to function in everyday life. That's how that works.
So that is you self-medicating, right? Or self-diagnosing.
No, you have to be diagnosed.
Yeah, you have to be diagnosed.
What is the diagnosis? Like your brain says that, like you're telling me that I can tell the doctor my diagnosis.
Gender dysphoria is the diagnosis.
And the dysphoria is you being a woman but not looking like a woman?
No, it is a severe distress.
It's the distress because of your gender and sex not aligning.
Aligning with your thoughts? Or your
No, it's a distress-based disorder based on your gender identity not aligning with your sex assigned at birth.
I know, but I'm saying that the sex assigned based off your private parts or sex assigned based off what you're attracted to. Because if that's where it gets confusing, is saying that you can be.
This has nothing to do with sexuality or who you're.
So let me explain why it gets confusing. Saying that I am always a woman, but I was born with male reproductive organs, but I'm still attracted to women, doesn't make any sense if you need to transition.
Yeah, but what you're misunderstanding is that gender identity has nothing to do with sexual orientation. Nothing.
But I'm saying that I guess maybe I'm not, and I may sound like an idiot saying this, but don't your private parts have to do with sex? You know, like if you're attracted, like arousal.
You can still have.
I just don't understand.
people.
You're kind of getting into this like
Hair-
territory where it sounds like how I feel is how I should be, even though I still need a doctor to operate on me to make me be that person.
No, that's not what gender affirming care
You're
is.
not making any sense right now. I don't
Okay,
understand.
so what is gender affirming care? Counseling?
Yeah, that's
part of it.
Part of it.
What's the other part?
Case to case, puberty blockers, hormones.
It's extremely individualized care. So the care would be different for each person.
Somebody's can you rephrase that in a way?
Like for example, like for some kids, like for example, me, I was a trans kid. I'm non-binary. For me, I didn't require any hormones. I didn't have any gender dysphoria that was strong enough to need that, or I didn't require any surgeries. All I needed was to just change my gender expression and change a few pronouns. That's it. So for some kids, that's all they need. Just a change of clothes and the pronouns, whatever. But then for other kids, if they have more if it's like a more severe case, then we might move on to hormones. Then we might maybe blockers or and then
and
when
kids
they
in
get
this
to a certain age, maybe surgery. So it depends on each person.
and kids in this scenario are between 16 and 18.
What are you asking?
Well, because you were saying earlier that like a kid, like the age for changing stuff or whatever is 16. I guess that's what I'm saying is that the process for gender affirming care is at any age, I can say, hey, I don't feel like I'm as I'm described. I don't know how to say it appropriately. I apologize. So then I go into counseling, and then in counseling, once I turn 16, if I still feel that way, I can get surgery even though I don't have to wait till like, you know what I mean?
So surgery is rare even for adults that are trans. This is not like a common thing that happens.
I guess, and this is maybe my fault because I've seen a couple of lives. I'm kind of confusing two topics, but I guess that's what I mean about the disingenuous part is that you never write the topic, hey, kids that feel trans should go through counseling. And then at 16 years old, if they feel that way, they should make a hard decision and do
What
this.
you have to understand is that these topics are meant to be attention grabbing so we can get the conversation started.
That's all I meant at the beginning. You guys ripped my head off for that. I said you guys are
That's not disingenuous.
off, and then you're doing this logical debates.
That's not disingenuous. That's just smart media. Smart use of media.
Guys, I've decided that I'm going to end a few minutes early. We're about 10 minutes early here, but I've noticed that I've tuned out, so it feels like a good time to end.
Either way, I'm voting for whatever you guys are voting for. I swear on my child's life. I'm just telling you that in general, there's people that are very confused on terminology and what you guys are trying to say that people should accept.
We're trying to say that our identities are valid. That's all.
But
our
it sounds like you're saying, but I guess that when you demand that someone call you,
we're done.
Oh, okay. Later.
Yeah, if you care about trans people, don't vote for Trump.
Exactly. Yep. Okay. All right. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you guys. Bye, Vanessa. Bye, Bear. Bye, Hot Dog. Love you guys.
Bye, Dora.
I will see you guys again tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern. We raised $54 for a family in Palestine tonight. That's awesome. If you want to continue to donate, you can either check out the videos on my main account, adorable_rainbowfist_, or you can send me a Cash App directly and I will add it to this total. Appreciate you all so much for being here. To all my new subscribers, don't forget that new subscribers do get access to the Best Friend Squad Discord. Click this button right here, click the benefits tab, and then there should be a Discord role, and that should lead you over to the Best Friend Squad Discord. See you guys around. Bye.